Come on. Good morning, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you for joining me and 3 other guests today. I have the pleasure of having Peter, my good friend Peter Sereno, Hector Joaquin, and Ko Fasa from Thailand. And all 4 of us will be discussing the controversy surrounding Miss Supranational Organization's creative director, Andre Sleigh, and his comment about Indonesian fans. So we're just waiting for the 3 guests to arrive in the chat room. And I think they're ready. Let me see. Okay, Hector's there. Ko and Peter. Hey, everybody.
Okay, one moment. Let me change my. Let me change my background.
Okay, your face looks very
Yeah, I know,
fat,
I know. Let me put this first.
You should have prepared about this like a day ago.
Oh, come on, please.
Hello.
Hi, Ko.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, is that the flag of Poland, Indonesia, or Monaco? Hi, Ko.
This is
Hi.
Indonesia.
So, Rafa, can you
Good
see
morning.
me?
Ko, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay. Can you see me now?
Okay.
Yes. Yes, I can see you, baby.
Hi,
Okay, Hector, you
You can
Peter.
see me?
How are you?
Hector.
I'm well.
Yes.
Hector, you have to fix the background. Is that supposed to be the Indonesian flag? It's supposed to be horizontal, not vertical.
Okay, one moment.
The
one
red,
moment,
the red.
One moment.
Steel should be on top.
Oh, look, Hector and I are wearing the same thing.
Oh my God! Don't insult the Indonesians.
No, wait. Come on, please. I'm just wake up. Oh
We cannot
God.
insult the Indonesians. They're so important now.
How I can change that right now?
Oh my God! You should have done your background yesterday, not today.
Shut up, please.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning here. I don't have the patience. Okay, perfect. Okay, so the Indonesian, in the Indonesian flag, the red is on top, the white is on the bottom. Okay, it's the same flag as Monaco's, but Monaco's flag is slightly smaller. So that's the only difference. So how's everybody? Let's start with my love, Peter. Peter, darling, how are you today?
I'm well. Thanks for having me. You know, it's 9 p.m. over here. I'm exhausted. It's been a long day, but I have been waiting for this. So I've had my dinner. I've had a late cup of coffee. I'm pumped and I'm ready for this.
Well, that's wonderful. That's good to know. Ko, sweetie darling, from Bangkok. How are you? How's everything in Bangkok?
Oh yes. It's very good, but at the moment it's in the raining season in Thailand, so we experience outpouring rain every day, very hard. So I rarely going out at the moment. Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't look like it's raining in your background.
No. I tried to change my background, but I couldn't find proper picture in time. That's why I stay with it. So,
okay.
Hector, would you think that your background would draw a big audience from Indonesia?
Yes.
Hopefully.
ขอบคุณครับ
No, that's Thai. That's not Indonesian.
I know, but I'm say ขอบคุณครับ to call.
Yes. Okay. ยินดีมากครับ ขอบคุณเช่นกันครับ You so
ขอบคุณครับ
lovely. You already gained a Thai audience probably because I told a lot of Thai beauty queen to follow you, Rafa, Hector, and Peter.
Thank you.
Yep. So Rafa,
Oh,
be
that's
nice.
yes. Nice. What do you mean? What do you mean be nice? I'm always nice. I don't get it. Why
Yes.
do people have
You're very nice, but
Why-
you're very shrewd. You're very shrewd. That's why, sometimes it's very sharp, your mind very sharp. So
right?
So I said that someone might misinterpret your intention, okay? Because you're so nice to me.
Well, I tried to be nice as much as I could.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm nice to everyone who's nice to me, so that's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, are we ready to start the discussion?
Yes.
Ready?
We
Yes.
are. Okay.
By the way, Rafa.
To those of you, yes.
Rafa, where does Peter come from? Indonesia or Philippines?
Philippines, go.
All right. Hi, Peter.
Peter,
Okay.
Peter's from Samoa.
All right. I love your I love your glasses. Very
Thank
nice.
you. I wore it just for tonight.
Pink is his color.
Yes.
It's red, Rafa.
Okay, so let's
red
start.
Like flag in Indonesia.
Right. The reason why we're having this group chat is basically to discuss the controversy surrounding the Miss Supranational organization's creative director, Andre Sleigh, who apparently had made a nasty quote unquote racist comments against the Indonesians while he was having dinner, I guess, with Miss Supranational 2019, Anntonia Porsild. And little did he know, it was actually Anntonia was doing a live on Instagram while she was having her meal. And in the background, you could hear a male voice saying, "I'm so sick of these Indonesians." So of course, Antonia's reaction was precious. What did she say that? She said, "Oh, I'm not on a diet or something." What did she say?
Yes.
I'm not
Yes.
I don't
She said
diet,
she don't diet. She said that she don't diet. She
She
doesn't
said-
diet.
So that was her response. Actually, let me see if I could share that clip. 1 second. Okay, let me see. Okay, can you see something?
Yes.
Okay.
You see the slide?
Okay, so this is what he said. As you can see, I did not spell out the F word, okay, because I don't want to be banned by Instagram or YouTube, okay? So that's what Andre Sleigh said. Now this is the video.
Here? Oh, I'm so sick of these fucking Indonesians. Yeah, no, I don't diet. Oh, I'm so sick of these fucking Indonesians.
No, I don't diet.
Oh, I'm so sick of these fucking Indonesians.
Okay, so that's exactly what he said. Now, of course, Anntonia did a separate video in which she said that Andre doesn't deserve this kind of negativity. And this is what she said.
And you have no idea how much hate and how much negativity thrown in the way of the Miss Supra organization and to Andre. He doesn't deserve this kind of negativity. And I understand that maybe you're not happy with the results, which is fine. And that's okay, but that does not give you the right to direct that anger to us. Okay, sure, you don't think I'm supposed to be the right being. That's on you. That's your own opinion. You have the right to that opinion. But directing your anger to Andre, I'm not saying any country in specific, I'm talking in general. And you have no idea how much hate and how much negativity has been thrown in the way of the Miss Supra organization and to Andre. He doesn't deserve this kind of negativity.
Okay, so that's what she said. And then later on, Andre also did a separate video in which he says, I've had enough of this behavior. It's not okay.
You cannot send people death threats and not expect them to react and say, I'm tired of you. It is not okay to do this the whole time. Every day, hundreds of them. So many horrible messages. And I say one thing and you play that you are the victims of it. I have had enough of this behavior and it is not okay. I apologize to the many hundreds of thousands of beautiful Indonesians, but like honestly, I have had enough of people sending me death threats, threatening my friends and my family. It is not okay.
Okay, so that's that. All right. So I'd like to make a disclaimer. Okay, the reason why we're having this group chat is not to condemn Andre Sleigh for the ignorant and the the insulting remark he did towards the Indonesians, because we all know that he did that because he's had it after having received tremendous hateful comments directed against him, directed against his family and his friends, receiving countless death threats. And it doesn't matter which nationality these anonymous haters come from. That doesn't matter. If you're hating on someone, it really doesn't matter what your nationality is, because everyone, regardless of your race, background, nationality, is capable of hating and committing death threats towards other people. So the nationality is not that important. But the reason why Andre is getting a lot of slack, especially from Indonesians, because they believed that their contestant, Miss Supranational Indonesia 2021, Jihan Shadid, was going to win or at least make the top 5. So apparently when she failed to make the top 5, that's when all these hateful comments began flowing, directed against Andre. Many Indonesian fans really believe that Andre, or maybe Gerhard, the owner of Miss Supranational organization, had rigged the results of the pageant. They believe that they never really intended Jihan to win Miss Supranational, despite the fact that she's very popular. She has over 2 million followers. She's very popular in Indonesia. I believe she's an actress and a model. And that's why when she failed to make the top 5, Indonesian fans were very, very shocked and, of course, angry. So they directed all their anger and their hatred, and they blamed Andre for the official results. So that's the main gist of this controversy. Now, again, like what I said, this group chat is not about condemning or even criticizing Andre Sleigh. This group chat is to allow us to open our minds and our hearts and to discuss all the horrible things that's going on in the pageant industry, in the pageant world, because this happens every time. This happens every year, every pageant. With Miss Universe, it happened with Miss Universe Canada, Nova Stevens, and now not a contestant, but an actual staff member of a pageant organization that's being condemned and being crucified just because he raised an opinion or whatever. I would like to start with Hector, since you have the beautiful Indonesian flag in the background. What do you think of Andre's comments against the Indonesians?
Okay, first of all, good morning, Peter. Good morning, Rafa. And good morning, Ka, my fellow beautiful anchors on this beautiful chat. Okay, I'm going to start with this. I'm in the same line with you, Rafa. Thank you very much for this invitation. But for your information, I had the honor to be the coordinator of Miss Intercontinental beauty pageant and top model of the world for 10 years. You know, I was the one who do the most of the work in Miss Intercontinental when the girls come into the pageant. I was coordinating everything. And I have a lot of situations with contestants, with national directors, with deadlift, with everybody. Because you know me, Rafa, I am very to the point, you know, I like everything, you know, in a good way. But like I said before, I never had the nerve when a pageant finished to go on social media to blame any fans, any country, or any contestants. If this was the case, let me tell you something, I can write a book because I have a lot of info. I have a lot of gossip for these past 10 years in Miss Intercontinental and top model of the world, you know? When you are in a position like Andre have, you need to close your mouth. You need to have discretion. You need to just look and close your mouth, you know? And I'm going to say this. When I make an opinion about a contestant or something like that, in my personal case, I know that sometimes I was very hard with some contestants. But in the other hand, when I was in charge of 75 contestants or 80 contestants, and I need to deal every day with the contestants, you need to have elegance, you need to have education, and you need, again, it's very simple. You need to close your mouth. Because if what is the case, like I said before, I have a lot to say about contestants, national directors, and everything. I understand Andre in some way. I understand him in some way. I'm not defending him, but I'm sure that Andre is going to watch this chat. Andre, I think you are a very talented guy. I think you are a good creative director, but you need to be in an up level. You know, you can go in the level of the fans or in the family or in the national director, because every year some people are going to be upset because some contestants or another one don't win the pageant, you know? But what he said about the Indonesians, it was absolutely wrong. You know, you never go like this to any country or any fans, because at the end of the day, the fans are the one to support the pageant, to support critical beauty, to support Peter, to support Cole, to support me, you know? And again, when you have this position, you need to be very professional. You need to be very clear mind, because if not, you can lose everything in 1 minute. And it's so pathetic to offend somebody and then 2 days after to make an apology or something like that. For me, this is not good. For me, this is not professional. And I take this moment to say, my Indonesian fans, we are with you, we love you, and no matter what, Indonesia is going to bright in every pageant, in Miss Universe, in Miss World, in Supra, in Grand International, you know? But for everybody, when you're going to speak, when you're going to make your opinion, think before. Because right now, whatever you say is a record on the social media. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I agree. Okay. I would like to ask Ko. Ko, what do you think?
I'm pretty shocking, and I honestly, okay, I try to think that he knew that Anntonia, was having lunch or something, and I expect him to be more prudent, okay, in his demeanor. The best way, I think that I expect from him is apology. Okay, no matter what. But the thing is, he took quite a time, like to let's see all the reaction from worldwide until he released some kind of statement, which for me, okay, when I read the statement, I rarely felt his remorse, okay, honestly, but I wouldn't like to blame him, okay, but I think for his position, he's sort of like the close aide of the owner of organization, and I wish that he would be more mature.
Yes.
Yeah, professionally, all right. And I agree, totally agree with Hector that nowadays, okay, the owner of organization or even ND of the national competition try to think that they're bigger than fans, okay, which truthfully is not, okay, because if you lack fan support, so what's the point to arrange pageant? Okay, so you need to listen, all right, and you need to be attentive and caring of fans. Definitely, they always have, like a portion of basher and unkind fans, but comparable to most of population, okay, especially Indonesian, okay, Indonesian have 270 million people in the archipelago, all right, and let's say just half of them are pageant lover. So when Andre said that kind of thing, for me it's like unacceptable, because it's prerogative for me, okay,
Right.
and it's really hurt because he not direct to any specific one or any specific page, but he tend to generalize the whole population. And as far as I'm concerned, okay, I got Filipino fans, I love them so much, definitely, and I got Indonesian fans, I love them so much, and they're very polite to me, honestly. So I feel that if I put myself into Indonesian shoe, it's going to be really hurtful, okay, because I'm not that kind of bashing fans, but you already look me into the negative light, and the tone, all right, the tone of his expression for me, okay. I'm trying not to be like specific or biased, but initially when I listened, I was so shocking because the tone is very racist.
Yes.
Yeah, it's racist. Like, you know, he mentioned Indonesians, okay, and the tone is very belittle, disrespectful. So I try not to say this way, but I just imagine about white supremacists in him, okay, when he, you know,
Oh, yes.
spoke that the statement. I was shocking, and I sort of relieved a little bit because my queen Anntonia Porsild, prudent enough to not, you know, jump into his boat, okay. I knew that why she like, you know, reply irrationally, like I don't diet, you know.
Just to change the topic.
Yeah, just to change, you know, just try to divert, you know, divert the direction of the sentiment. But she's smart, okay. That's why she has, you know, she was crowned as Miss Supranational 2019, and also Rafa, I would love to add a little bit. I knew, okay, Anntonia Porsild as well, and most of Thai, okay, either fans and expert in here, and Thai population really love Indonesian and Filipinos, okay, and we wouldn't expect to have any division, all right, among Asian passion-loving community, but and always we recognize Indonesian kindness, okay, and hospitality, because Indonesian invite Miss International Queen, right? Miss International, a winner, and Miss Supranational winner to that Puteri competition, right? And I think that Rafa, you are expert and you know everything in the world. Tell me then, any pageant
That is
ever
true.
done so?
Yeah.
No, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just only Indonesian. So we recognize Indonesian graciousness, and we still support most of Indonesian fans and organization, except Basher, all right, which is very tiny, okay, but they're very noisy, all right. They try to make things louder, but it doesn't represent the whole Indonesian. So I would love Indonesian to understand Anntonia Porsild. She's very kind and she very gentle mind. All right. So I mean, she never been experienced that sort of hateful comment flock into her IG at one time so large, and she's shocking. So I think the video that Rafa just shown, that she poured out her mind and crying, is just genuine. And I would love to ask all Indonesian for understanding and don't include Anntonia into this drama, because she hasn't had any part into this thing at the beginning. All right, so she sort of was dragged down because she had dinner, you know, with that guy, and she very kind. So she didn't know, like, you know, the background of the story, or, you know, something that's unnice behind the scene in the competition, according to like Gandhi review, which Rafa and me tend to believe that they're, you know, partially true, okay, in the industry. We have to admit, all right, we have to admit. So I mean, just be kind to Anntonia, all right, and she very kind. She loved Indonesian, and we knew that Indonesia loved her, especially for last year that Indonesian Puteri invite Bint Siriton and Anntonia Porsild to attend the event. I was watching at the time. I'm so appreciative of Indonesian hospitality. So please embrace Anntonia back into your mind, all right? And I think we just try to look into each one, okay? Not
Right.
don't generalize one, okay? If we have been experienced negativity or hurt by being generalized by someone like Andre, so please don't repeat the mistake to Anntonia Porsild. And I wish that she would love to open her IG again, because I think she has been so afraid of being taken. Okay, so if all the fans Indonesian listen to all of us, you can already tell that how positive we are, and how encouraging we are. Okay, we try to be unite, right?
Right, exactly. Well, if you are a pageant fan, I think you don't have any choice but to be nice, diplomatic, be amicable, be friendly. I mean, because when you're competing internationally, you're supposed to represent the best of your country, not the worst of your country. And I'm not defending Andre's comment, but but just to understand where he's coming from. When he said that, I am sick and tired of those Indonesians, I think he meant to say he's addressing specifically those hateful fans from Indonesia, not all Indonesians, but a certain group of Indonesian fans who are very hateful. It's like it's a figure of speech. You tend to generalize something. Let's say, I hear people say all the time, I hate those stupid Americans. Does that sound racist to me? I don't think so. I hear people say all the time, I am sick and tired of those arrogant French people. Is that racist? I don't think so.
Oh, that's the truth.
When someone says something negative about a group of people from a developing country or from a third world nation, people tend to think that it's racist, especially if a white person says something in regards to a nationality coming from a third world country. We automatically assume that this white person is racist. Now, whether or not Andre Sleigh is a racist, we don't know that. We don't know his heart. Okay, we don't know how what he thinks, so we don't know. We can only assume, but sometimes assumptions could be very dangerous. So I think we're better off just accepting everything what it is for what it is, accept his apology. And he did apologize. And I meant to show, actually, before I go to Peter, let me just share his, hold on a second. Okay, can you guys see?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the screenshots that Sash Factor International captured from Andre's Instagram story. So he did apologize, but when I read through everything, I had the impression that it was sort of like a I'm sorry but not sorry kind of attitude. He's sorry for what he said, but at the same time he's sort of like defending his stance, his point of view, the fact that he's received all these hateful messages, and that has to stop. That's not a good thing. So in a way, he's sorry, but at the same time, he's not really sorry. So, Peter, okay,
Hi.
I know you have a lot of things to say, and I thank you so much for your patience. And people are expecting your opinion because they value it so much. So, Peter, darling, go.
Right. So when I woke up a couple of days ago, I woke up to your messages and your screenshots regarding what had happened at Supra. And just like everybody, I was horrified. I was absolutely horrified about what happened. I wanted to preface this by saying it is absolutely not acceptable what's going on. The cyberbullying, the trolling, the abuse that is happening online, there's no excuse for it. And the sad thing is the people who are perpetuating all of this abuse, they're actually quite talented. If they've got the smarts and the talent to hack and disable someone's IG account remotely, they should be using their powers for good. Why don't you go and attack the Taliban? Or why don't you go and attack the accounts of, ISIS or Al-Qaeda? Use your talents and
With
leave,
Joe Biden.
go beyond beauty
Oh.
pageants. So, go and use your talent for good. Unfortunately, Rafa and guys, I actually don't think that the people who need to hear this will hear it. I don't think the people that need to watch this live stream is generally, are generally going to do it. And that's really a sad thing. This is a learning lesson for everybody. Before I get to that, though, we have all been in the industry for a long time. I have been in the industry for over 20 years. I used to have a saying that if you haven't received a death threat, you're not legit and nobody has has paid attention to you. So if you haven't received abuse, if you haven't received a death threat, you haven't really worked for the pageant industry. That is just the real sad reality of it all. It is unacceptable, but we all have experienced this. Secondly, the passion that the fans have is such an admirable thing. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fans. So I absolutely agree with Hector, with Co. You can only imagine a director like Julia Morley, the abuse that she would have ever received for decades for the decisions that she's made, but she has never once responded to it. She has never once commented on anything. It's just like the royal family, never apologize, never explain. If you do not feed the trolls, they will go away eventually. I do get what happened with Andre. Andre, I think, had every intention not to respond. I get it. He snapped, and I am a snapper. So I saw myself in Andre in that sense. So I did feel for him. I don't know Andre. We have never spoken before, even though, we were around the same circles. He snapped. I don't believe that he is a racist. I agree with you, Rafa. He was addressing the people that were abusing him, and maybe at the time, maybe they were from Indonesia, and that's why he said what he said. Now, it was absolutely wrong, and Andre, bless his heart, recognizes this. Now, the biggest lessons are the ones that hurt the most. I hope that this helps Andre and it builds him up instead of breaks him. We have all learned really difficult lessons working for pageants. I don't know how long Andre has worked for a pageant. I know I have been involved in many pageants, just like Hector has, just like you, Rafa, and I'm sure you, Co. And we learn. And the lessons that we learned are usually the most painful ones. I think that this is an opportunity for Andre to become a better creative director. I think it is a lesson for Andre and an opportunity for him to be more of a diplomatic director. I think it's a lesson for him to choose his fights and to choose his battles, because the trolls we can't control that. But he can control his actions and he can control his responses. First of all, I just want to ask, why was Anntonia filming herself while she was eating in the first place? That is pageant rule 101. You never get filmed eating. You never get photographed holding a glass of anything. And the other question that I have is nothing sacred anymore. If you're having lunch with friends, if you're having lunch with their directors, put your goddamn phone down. You have the rest of the day to go and deal with your fans. We are far too accessible. We are giving ourselves out to everybody that there is absolutely no mystery anymore. If they can't reach you, they can't touch you. So think about it. If they can't reach you, they can't touch you. Before social media, beauty queens were amazing. We treated them as goddesses because we couldn't touch them. We didn't find out about them until they actually got to the actual pageant. There was no such thing as social media. They weren't filming themselves every second of the day. Look at me, I'm so pretty. Look at me, I'm eating. Look at me, I'm shopping. Who cares? But, we have become so accessible. And people are sliding into our DMs, and we are letting them, we're letting them tag. And we maybe as an industry, we need to have a look at the way we promote ourselves. We probably need to look into the way we use our powers as influencers. Maybe having a social media category may not necessarily be the smartest thing for a pageant, especially if it's going to cause a decline in mental health, if it's going to put the contestants in danger, if it's going to put the contestants in a frame of mind that's going to make them less than competitive. Is it really necessary to be so accessible to everybody? That is the question that I really need to present to the industry as a general. What has happened is an opportunity for us to look at our operations and the way that we do things. But what happened was wrong. What happened is a learning experience. I think there's absolutely no doubt that the world loves Indonesia. I'm from Australia. We have a special love affair with Indonesia. It's been going on for a long time. One of my favorite stories in 2013 when I went there for Miss World. After the pageant, we were at the beach and they were all flocking around Miss Australia. I'm hanging around looking for the bags. I'm looking for the shoes. I'm looking for all these presents. And then I overhear over here at the background, Mr. Peter, these fans just go well beyond researching their fans and researching their idols. And just by being involved in the Australian operations, I ended up becoming a little mini celebrity as well in Bali, which is hilarious. But I appreciate the Indonesians. I love Indonesians just as much as I love the Thais, I love the Filipinos. We are some of the most powerful in Southeast Asia in the pageant industry. We cannot afford to fight. We need to come together and we need to work together. We need to push each other into success. Rafa, I want to go back to what you said about a white person, referring to, saying things like that and referring to a third world country and coming across as racist. Again, I wanted to repeat, I do not believe that Andre is a racist. I don't know him, but I don't believe that was his intention at all. And we just have to be a little bit more careful with what we say. And ladies, if you're going to do an Instagram live, first of all, don't be doing it while you're eating. Secondly, you have to know that it is very difficult to control the things that are happening around you. If she had filmed this video, whatever Andre said, she could have edited it out and none of this would have happened. So this is such an important lesson for everybody.
Yeah, I totally agree 100% with everything you said, my dear Peter. I think, we're from the old school. We're from the older generation of pageant fans. I hope that people who are pageant vloggers, pageant fans, pageant contestants who are younger, much younger than Peter, Hector, or me, who are watching this, take it to heart. Just because you have access to social media does not necessarily mean that you can say or do anything that you want on social media, because people are watching. People watch every little act that you commit. So it's like we're living in a big brother culture. Everybody is watching you. Everybody's watching you. So my advice especially to Anntonia, if you're watching this, I interviewed you a few months ago. I love you to death. I think you're a wonderful, incredible, beautiful human being. But I would recommend that you get off social media for at least a couple of months, maybe 3 months, or even until Christmas, maybe. You need a break. And I can say the same thing to Andre. Andre, if you're watching this, I have not met you. We've spoken through emails and also to Facebook, but I've never actually met you. You seem to be like a nice person. You snap, like what Peter said. I mean, sometimes we have the tendency to lose our control, our emotions. We've had it with certain comments that we can take anymore. So yeah, that's understandable. But if you're working for a pageant organization, especially if you're the creative director, you represent that organization. And being a creative director is one of the most important and significant positions that anyone could possibly have working for a pageant company. So what I'm disturbed by the fact that the owner of Miss and Mister Supranational organization, Gerhard von Lipinski, has not even said a word. He has been very, very quiet and silent about this whole scandal. Where is he? What is he doing? Why is he not speaking out? Why is he not defending the Indonesians? Why is he
Hector.
not condemning Andre's comments? Where is Gerhard? Gerhard, could you please tell us, where are you? I know that you are paying Andre good money to be your BITCH,
Ooh, Rafa.
which is fine. If you don't want to take the heat, then you have to pay somebody else to take all the heat. And that is exactly what Andre is doing. He is basically taking all the heat. But again, if you're working for a pageant organization and if you represent that pageant organization, you have to learn how to be discreet, as what Hector suggested earlier. Just because you see something bad or unusual happening among the contestants, talk directly to those contestants, tell them exactly what they're doing wrong, and then leave it at that. Don't advertise it on social media just to incite hatred and bashing towards the contestants. You cannot do that. That's unprofessional. That's unethical. And whatever you feel inside, okay, fine. Granted, you receive all these death threats and all these hateful comments. Fine. Keep it to yourself, but wait until after the pageant is over, or preferably wait until your job is over. Then you can sit down, compose your thoughts, and write a wonderful book. Okay? Okay, that's all I have to say.
Okay, I had this conversation yesterday with somebody that was involved with Miss Supranational before. First of all, Gerhard, he's not going to respond anything. You know, I know him. I was talking with him in the WhatsApp. He never responded to me, but he never going to respond of all this situation. In other hand, I have a very good source that some of the sponsors of this year was very mad about this situation. You know, they don't like this kind of behavior. They don't like this kind of situation around the pageant. Okay. In other hand, talking about Anntonia, let me tell you something, Anntonia. Like Rafa said before, you are a wonderful woman. You are a wonderful queen. You have this 2-year reign. And I have a lot of expectation with you because, you know, everybody was saying that you're going to Miss Universe Thailand. Maybe you compete in another pageant. But what you do, you need to sit and you need to think, what are you going to do now? And I recommend, like Rafa said before, just disappear from everything. Because if you have any opportunity to win Miss Universe Thailand, honestly, this is not the kind of beauty queen I like to be Miss Universe Thailand, you know? This is not the kind of beauty queen I like to be in Miss Universe or any international spot, you know? When you're a beauty queen like Shakira, Rafa, you can translate this in English. You need to be ciega, sorda, y muda. You need to be blind. You know, you need to...
And you have to be blind, deaf, and mute. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to close your mouth because, you know, right now, if you decide to go to any pageant, you're going to have this on your shoulder. No matter what you disappear, no matter what you come back in 3 or 4 months, you're going to have this on your shoulder. And I'm going to say one thing about Supranational. Everybody knows that Ed Dominguez was the creative director from 2012 to 2016. And Ed Dominguez, he is the co-founder of Global Beauties. Right now, he is the national director for Miss World Panama. He was the one to put Supranational on the top. He was
Correct.
the one to put
That's
all
right.
these
Exactly.
beautiful things on the pageant
Correct.
that everybody wants to wake up and watch Supra because of the dance, of the move, all
Correct.
this kind of Victoria's Secret, you know, ambience and everything. And from 2016 to now, I think, sorry, Gerhard, but I think you want to make a bad copy of Miss World. If I
Correct.
want to watch Miss World, I'm going to watch Miss World because Miss World, no matter
100%.
Yes.
what, is one of the best pageant in the history, in the planet. Of course, Miss Universe rather, but if you want to make a good copy, make a good copy, but not a bad copy. And what I watched
100%.
from 2016 from now is so boring. You know, Supra lost their identity. Supra lost their brilliance. Supra lost this kind of power that, oh my God, tomorrow is Supranational. I want to see the dances. I want to see the girls dance. I want to see all these beautiful things. But now the pageant look like a bad copy, you know. I admire Nawat from Miss Grand International because he wants to imitate Miss Universe, but he's doing a good way, you know. He have a lot of money. He have a lot of
Doing a better job. Exactly.
Yes, yes. And what we watched in that last years is so boring. My last year in Supra was in 2016 when India won. I was the national director from Sri Lanka, and I was amazed. I was sit like, oh my God, this is like the Eurovision of beauty pageants, you know?
Correct.
Because everything was magic. Everything was like,
Yes.
oh my God. But now, honestly, we need to think if Supranational is a Grand Slam pageant, you know, because for me, sorry, Missology, sorry, other websites, but it's not a Grand Slam pageant for me. Sorry, Global Beauties. I love you, Global Beauties. I love you, Missology. But you need to rethink what is important to put a pageant in a Grand Slam level, you know, and Supra lost their identity. They need to be
Good
back
point.
somebody with good mind and good ideas to put the pageant again on the top.
Good point.
Before
Good point.
before I continue, I'd like to read some comments from our viewers. They're typing their comments away in the chat box. I have a few comments from Inside Pageant. They're saying this is about Andre. It's very difficult to work with Andre. That's the first comment. The second comment, it says he has his favorites. He tells you something and changes his mind instantly. And another comment, he said okay for an interview and does not forward questions to the title holders. That's very interesting. So I don't know if you were watching, well, Gandhi Fernando, Mister Supranational Indonesia 2018, just did a live with Mister Supra Northern Macedonia about an hour and a half ago. And Gandhi is very vocal against Andre. So apparently he hates Andre. So according to Gandhi, during the rehearsals, when it was competing in 2018, the 10 guys who were selected for the top 10 doing the rehearsals, coincidentally, turned out to be the actual top 10 finalists during the finals. And not only that, but Mr. Slovak Republic, who made the top 5, during the rehearsals, he picked a question number 13, but when he made the finals, he picked exactly the same question. Number 13. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? See, I mean, to me as a pageant fan, as a pageant observer, and of course, as a pageant critic, perception is everything. Perception to me means a lot, okay? If I see something, since it's a beauty, if we're talking about beauty pageant, we're talking, you have to consider the superficiality of it all first. If I see something that doesn't compute logically or rationally, I automatically think there's something fishy going on, something wrong is going on. And usually my instinct is right. So what Gandhi said during his live, I believe it. I believe it completely because it happens all the time. It happens all the time. So the more inconsistencies, the more bad things I hear about Supranational, the more I tend to think of the pageant as kind of like cheap, CHEA, like really, really cheap. I mean, like what Hector said, the first 6 years of the pageant, it was great. It was amazing. I didn't have any problem with that. I was very excited to see all these beautiful young women, parade on stage, doing all these, the catwalk, wearing beautiful cocktail dresses, designer clothes, bikinis, national costumes. To me, that was pure pageantry because I consider pageant first and foremost as an entertainment factor. That's it.
Correct.
Right? I go to see a pageant to be entertained. I really don't care about what's going on behind the scenes. But you know what? When you're in the business, if you are invested in a pageant, you have to be interested in what's going on in every aspect of the pageant. And that includes what's going on behind the scenes, the relationship between the contestants, the relationship between the staff and the contestants, the relationship between the staff, the contestants, and the fans, so forth and so on. So everything, the pageant industry is much, much, much bigger now than like 30 yeyears ago because of social media and because of all these changes that have gone through the years. Another comment, this is, by the way, this is a question for, actually a comment from somebody who, regarding Peter's comment. Very well said, Peter. You have my utmost respect. Okay, lots of claps. And comment from Crown Sisters, our lovely affiliate.
Yes.
This is a question for Co. Hi, Co.
Hi.
Do you think this issue would affect Antonia's campaign of becoming the next Miss Universe Thailand or Miss Universe? What do you think?
Okay, I really love to speak on this aspect. Okay, as a Thai, but actually I'm a very fair person. I would love to tell you all. For me, I don't think that it would affect any chance of her participating in Miss Universe Thailand, and especially Miss Universe. All right. Why? Because most of the time, like 99% of Anntonia Porsild, demonstration over the past few years in the international scene and domestic scene, she has been extremely decent, really kind, really nice, and she, like, she always altruistic. Okay, she went out to help a lot of poor children in the rural area, to have build the toilet, to help them educated. So people knew, all right. But the thing is that incident with Andre, like, is a really vocal. So most of people would rarely knew Anntonia, like Thai, probably concerned of any adverse effects on her, chance to win. But like when we compare the plus and the minus overall, okay, it's just like probably one one imprudence, okay, of Anntonia for that incident. So I don't think that it would affect her. But the suggestion that I would love to tell Anntonia is like I knew that she was the winner, and she worked so closely with Andre and organization for the last 2 years. But anyway, before she jumped into like in a conclusion or to support, to show her support in any particular person or any particular situation, just set aside you know, the past or association, just look into that particular issue that being concerned. Otherwise, she probably being misconstrued. Okay, so I would love to tell all the fans worldwide that Anntonia still got fully support from Thai, and as I heard from many fans, Filipinos and also Indonesian, they still believe that Anntonia Porsild has spoken in her good faith. Okay, because she would love everyone to be united. And she against anti-bullying, and definitely she never experienced some kind of death threat. I think she just human and ordinary ladies, even though she got a crown. So I mean, try to put ourselves into her shoes. I mean, even though you got a crown, it doesn't mean that you need to be strong all the time. So Anntonia, I would love to send a message straight forward to you. I support you, and Rafa support you, Hector support you, Peter support you, and all most of the fans worldwide support you. So just stay strong and come back. All right, don't be afraid, and come back and speak if you feel that okay, something that probably not clear about the message you sent. You still have a chance to clear all the airs. Okay, and you don't need to get yourself involved in something you need not to. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with Hector. I mean, if you would like to go like grander, okay, to go grander, like in the Miss Universe or in another level, you need to be like very cautious on how you speak, okay, in the public, and especially, I mean, at that scene. And especially the context that you're going to involve in. All right, if it's very controversial and like on what Andre spoken is very bad indeed, and so a lot of people just misconstrue that you support that kind of pejorative. Okay, but I told a lot of people already, both on my social media and personally, that you never meant to do so. All right. So I think she now holding up herself, Rafa, Hector, because I think she's so scared. Okay. Because she's so scared to be, you know, being attacked, you know, by unseen hands. So please give her a little bit of time. All right. And yeah, I think it's time. All right. I think it's very right time for you. Just step forward. Okay. Anntonia, listen to me. Step forward to Miss Universe. Don't hesitate. Okay. Don't hesitate. Because previously, I think she hesitated, Rafa. She hesitated. So now I think it's time, all right, to move on. It's time to move on. All right. Prepare yourself and get to Miss Universe. All right. Okay. And prove yourself that you're good enough. Okay. I support you. And Thai support you, Rafa support you, Peter support you, everyone support you, and waiting for you. All right, probably next year would be nice. Okay, and as Hector said, he predict that you're going to join, and I would love you to join, and Thai would love you to join. You is our hope. Okay, so I stand by you no matter what. But like you know, try to be more prudent. Okay, And step, if you're ready, step out to speak to the fans, to the world, all right, to clear the air. That's the point. Okay. And Hector and Rafa.
Hector wants to say something.
I want to say something. I agree with you, Carl. I really like your comments and what you say, but I'm not sure if she can compete in Miss Universe Thailand because when I was in Supranational, when they win, the winners sign a contract that maybe in 10 years they can compete in another pageant. This happening to Miss Paraguay, Stephanie Stegman, that she wants to compete in Miss Universe and she can't because of the contract. I don't know if she's going to have the opportunity to compete in Miss Universe Thailand, but if she have the opportunity, Anntonia, you're going to have our support, you're going to have our love, and you're going to have everything positive about from me and from Rafa, from everybody, because I think you're a good contestant, you're a good human being, you're a beautiful, elegant, and poised woman. But we need to clarify first if she can compete in Miss Universe because she was Miss Supranational. And this is another thing. Before you go into compete in any beauty pageant, just think if this is your platform.
Correct.
If this is your pageant, because most of the girls say, okay, I'm going to compete in Miss Grand International, I'm going to compete in Supra, and then I'm going to compete in Miss Universe. You can do this if you are a top 5 or top 10, or even if you're not classified in the top 10. But if I was if I was the owner of Miss Grand International or Supra or Miss Intercontinental, lady, you won my pageant and you're never going to compete in another pageant. Never. Because this is something that I never really understand in pageantry, you know? But whatever is the case, if you have the opportunity, Anntonia, to compete in Miss Universe Thailand, you have your number fan 1 here in Puerto Rico, okay? But we need to clarify before if she can compete or not.
Okay, let me answer, all right?
Yeah,
go ahead.
So I don't think any problem, okay? She can, all right, to compete in Miss Universe Thailand. But as far as I think, I'm quite not sure, but I think it is. When she just won Miss Supranational 2019, actually she signed only 3 years long contract, and you know, suddenly a lot of people just look into her and saw such a great opportunity, and then they just extend the contract to 5 years. So I think if there would be some complicated aspect, probably it is about this point, about a length of the contract. But according to this incident, I think it's time, okay, to strike Anntonia. It's time, all right, to move on. Okay, you got to be strong. You got to you need not to think for someone else. Okay, it's time to look straight into the future, to find something that's suitable for you. And if you consider that Miss Universe platform, like Peter said and Hector said, it fits you, I don't see any point that you're going to hold yourself on to the past. All right, just get over. And also, Hector, in Thailand, it's quite like ordinary to get crossover between different pageants, like someone compete in Miss Universe this year, but next season she changed to compete in Miss Grand and Miss World. So it's quite typical. All right, so
yeah, I know this is typical. This is typical too in Puerto Rico, in every country, but I'm talking about the winners, you know, that you're never going to see a Miss Universe going to Miss World. or a
Correct.
Miss World going to Miss Universe, you know, this
Correct.
kind of thing. But Anntonia, we love you, baby. Peter,
Can I just
Oh.
ask
of course.
ask a
What hang on,
question
hang
here?
on. What about Lara Dutta? Hector.
Yes.
She won Miss Intercontinental, isn't it? And
Yeah.
then
She was
became
the
Miss
one.
Universe.
Yes, yes.
And
But
you know
it
what,
was another
Hector?
time. Yes, it was another
Yes.
time.
And you know what, Hector? In Thailand, especially me, I saw Anntonia like a Lara Dutta of Thailand for a very
It's
long
Lara.
time.
Oh.
Lara, honey. Lara.
Lara. Sorry, Lara.
Lara.
Peter.
Okay. Peter, please.
Yeah, look, Ko, I was just going to ask, has Anntonia expressed any desire or openly said that she wanted to go to compete in Miss Universe, or is this an assumption that the fans are making? Is this something that the Thais are actually saying that she should be doing? Did she ever mention that she wanted to do Miss Universe?
Yes, she did. She
She
did
did.
the beginning. Yeah, even though recently she went on the tele show and she said that at the year she competed in the Miss Supranational, right? And she said if she wouldn't like. She went to win, okay, in her mind. She's very focused on winning. But she said if she wouldn't have won, she definitely straight to compete in Miss Universe Thailand.
There you go. There you
Yep,
go.
yep.
And you know what? I think Anntonia absolutely has what it takes to compete for Miss Universe. But my question is, exactly how many crowns do you want? When I watch pageants, I absolutely love seeing new faces. I love seeing new talent on stage, and I am a little bit uncomfortable, like that you have won an international crown already. For them to compete for another system and try to win that crown, I think it's when you win an international crown, you are given a marvelous opportunity, and to do something with that too. And I feel, and this is just my opinion, that once you give up that crown and then you compete for another international crown, it almost sends the message that you didn't quite get what you needed from the title that you had won. It's almost as if it's a slap in the face for the organization that chose you to represent their brand for that. So, she's already a Miss Supranational. Nothing will take that away. She will always be this Miss Supranational that reigned for 2 years. I'm a little bit uncomfortable that with all the wonderful memories that she has gained and the opportunities that she has received working for the brand, that it's a little bit off-putting for her then, if she was to do this, to then the following year when she gives up the crown to then compete for Miss Universe. It's almost as if, well, if I was to do it in a relationship sense, if I were broke up with my partner, and then as soon as I got divorced, jump in and be with someone else, it's not a good look. So that's how I feel. I know a lot of fans would love to see her at Miss Universe, but my question to the fans, and especially Anntonia, who may consider going to Miss Universe, and I've actually never heard her say after she won the crown that she wanted to compete for Miss Universe. But if she did, I guess my question is, how many crowns do you want? And secondly, give someone else a chance.
All
Yes.
right. Mm-hmm.
We have-
Yep. Okay. Go on, Hector.
We have this case in Miss Universe Puerto Rico, the first year that Denise Quiñones take the direction of the pageant. Everybody was happy because Valerie Hernandez, our second Miss International, Miss International is a very important beauty pageant. She was a contestant in Miss Universe Puerto Rico. And then after the 1 week, she disappeared because she's under contract of Miss International. And when you won the crown of Miss International, you sign a contract that you never going to compete in another big beauty pageant. And that's why she was dropped off of the Miss Universe Puerto Rico. And I agree with you. How many crowns do you want? How many titles do you want? But if this, her desire to compete in any another pageant is okay, but at the same time, it's disrespectful to the title you already won, you know? I think you understand what I'm going to say, you know, but
Yeah, understand,
Can I say
understand. Rafa, would you mind to give me a chance to like, you know, like to reply?
yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Apparently, some people think that I talk too much. So
Okay. I understand you, all right. Your point of view. But I mean, for me, all right, and for me personally, and in the social media, in Thai social media, we don't think that that way. I mean, a majority of fans and people just wouldn't feel that way. I mean, if you got potential, why should we stop at here? I mean, you know, and if she going to proceed, definitely she honor all the contract, definitely, Anntonia. She not that kind of breaking the contract. So I don't think that there would be any problem about contract if she going to proceed. She going to clear all everything. Even though like for the past few weeks before Miss Universe Thailand arranged press conference.
Yes.
Anntonia, you know, it's like a storm of news that Anntonia going to compete in Miss Universe Thailand 2021, and at the end she came out and said that she still need time to fix all, like, you know, all the thing. If she going to proceed, she would love to step out very beautifully, all right, honorably. She very noble. And she said that she will, okay, if she has a chance, she will. She
Okay.
has, she has expressed her will for a very long time, even though I think my impression was about 2 or 3 years ago when she came back from Poland after being proud, and the question being given by a press to her and her mom is, would you consider to compete in Miss Universe? And my mom, her mom, said that yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they said that. But that's I think 2019, okay. And recently, she still intended to. All right. And also I don't know, for me, all right, for me, if I could give any advice for her, so she can have any idea to think about, for all the drama, all the things, and probably you can look at the organization, the transparency, and like the exposure and everything. If you got an opportunity and if you believe in yourself, if you got a big potential enough, why wouldn't you go forward, advance? I don't know, I support her to advance.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my point. What do you think,
can I say
Rafa?
something?
Yeah, please.
Well, I don't have any problems with a contestant who is a past Miss Supranational, you know, competing in Miss Universe, because you know, we all want to better our lives. We all want to be more impactful, so to speak. So considering that Miss Universe is an institution, it's obviously much bigger, much more popular, and much more influential than Miss Supranational, then I think Anntonia should go ahead, you know, for the Miss Universe crown. Nothing should be able to stop her. But if you're the owner of Miss Supranational, I would think that, you know, you would have to admit, oh yeah, definitely, you know, Miss Universe is much bigger and much more prestigious than Miss Supranational. And I think, you mentioned once that that Andre actually supports Antonia's decision, right, to compete for Miss Universe Thailand. That
Mm.
Miss Supranational is actually encouraging her to compete for Miss Universe. So I guess that's a good thing.
Yes.
I don't know. It's a good thing.
Yes, because
I'm reading.
no.
Yeah. Allow me to read some comments from our viewers. Luke Stevens says, "At the end of the day, it's a competition. Even when someone wins a gold in Europe Championship, they are still going to the Olympic Games. Then what is the problem with Miss Supranational to Miss Universe?" That's a good point. That's a good point. Somebody says, "How do you explain winners like Catriona Gray trying for Miss World did not win that pageant, but she went on for Miss Universe?"
But she
Well,
Somebody
didn't win
says
this
that's an
one.
entirely Benjamin Salih says that's an entirely different situation because Catriona did not win Miss World. The
Thank
same
you.
with Andrea Meza of Mexico, who was a runner-up to Miss World in 2017.
Exactly.
Yeah, some countries send the same contestants to both Miss World and Miss Universe. Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, we all know that. So yeah,
Yeah, we did
so
that
there's
back in the
nothing
day.
wrong. Yeah, if you're trying to chase for a much bigger crown, girl, go for it. You know,
Yeah.
that's your life. You're a big girl. You can do whatever you want in your life. Go for it. We support you.
Yes, agree.
Yeah, but with that in mind, Miss Supranational is not a Grand Slam pageant, not yet.
Sorry.
Because if you are, because if it's a Grand Slam pageant, the organizer shouldn't be allowing its title holder to compete in a big rival pageant. Period.
Correct.
Thank you.
Correct. Exactly right. Rafa, if I may carry on from that,
Sure, go ahead.
when you did mention that Miss Supranational is not a Grand Slam pageant, I will have to agree with you on this one. Absolutely. If you are a Grand Slam pageant, you do not allow your winner to compete for another Grand Slam title. That's just the way things are. I think Miss Supranational absolutely had everything that it took. And everything that it takes to become a Grand Slam, especially as what Hector had said, up to 2016. I know Ed and I are very good friends. I adore Ed, and I love the fact that, that he was the creative director. We did coin that phrase, the Miss Supranational at the time, at the height of Miss Supranational. It was the Eurovision of pageants. We looked forward to it. You are right, Hector. It did have a power, the power to have, to help us escape from reality. We didn't want to hear about beauty queens healing the world peace, or feeding the hungry. That's not what Miss Supranational was about. Miss Supranational was all about beauty, entertainment. It was about the beautiful stage, the lighting. The girls were coming out in these gaudy costumes that in any other pageant we would have laughed at, but we loved it when they did it here. It was unabashedly and unapologetically a beauty pageant, and it was a show. And when we watched the Miss Supranational of this year, all of a sudden, Miss Fun became Miss Serious. The whole aspirational and inspirational. Every time I heard that line thrown around, I was off camera just going, like, seriously. It was like, I mean, come on. If I wanted it, like Hector said, if I wanted that, I would have watched Miss World. I would have watched Miss Universe. Miss Supranational lost its unique selling point with what they were trying to do. Instead of breaking away because it was so unique, it became like everybody else, and it became part of the crowd, and it just blended with everybody else. It lost its personality. It lost its spark. It lost its sense of entertainment. And I found that really devastating and heartbreaking, because for me, Miss Supranational was really one of my favorite pageants. I handpicked our very first Miss Supranational Australia, Esma. When we got when I had the email from Enrique that Australia needs to send a contestant, I didn't even have to think twice. It was Esma. She was one of our most beautiful contestants to compete, and she did well. And actually, Australia did well during Ed's tenure, as creative director. We had
Yes.
sent the correct girl over because we knew exactly what Miss Supranational was about. And now we look at Miss Supra and think, okay, well, what kind of girl do you want? Do you want a Miss Universe type? Do you want a Miss World type? And I think there's a major identity crisis that's going on. Actually, I feel as though we've gone on topic. We've gone from Andre to what Supranational has become, but I think it needs to be said anyway. It needs to be spoken about. I think we need to kind of go back to where it once was and give the pageants what they were really following Supranational for in the first place.
I need to say something. Like I said before, when Ed Dominguez was the creative director, the golden era of Miss Supranational, I need to say too that when Enrique Fontes and Marina Fontes, his sister, were in charge of the pageant was a big thing,
Oh, yes.
You feel it when you come into the pageant. When I was in 2012, it was my first time. It was not that big like in 2016, but you feel the aura, you feel the glamour, you feel everything. When I was in 2016, I was like, oh my God, if Miss Universe have this stage, if Miss Universe have these all rehearsals, because they start rehearsal from the one day. But when you have this contact every day with Enrique and Marina, the one in charge of everything, you feel secure, you feel in love with the pageant, and it's very important to say that because Enrique and Marina and Ed doing a great job when they were in charge of Supranational, okay? No matter what I'm saying before of global beauties or blah, 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 we need to go straight to the point because they made a beautiful work for Supranational. This is too bad that Gerhard lost these people because, like I said before, Enrique, Marina, and Ed was the pillars of the golden era of Miss Supranational, even
100%.
in Mister Supranational,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yes. And
No,
I want to say something about the Grand Slam pageant for all these fans that are watching us. You need to think that Miss Universe had 69 years, Miss World 70 years, Miss International 50 or 60 years, Miss Intercontinental like 49 years, We need to rethink again what is the Grand Slam thinking, what is the Grand Slam meaning of pageantry, because I know that some pageant websites help a lot to bring this pageant to the spotlight, and this is a very good thing. But what we are watching right now is that maybe they're not the Grand Slam pageant, maybe they're not have this quality or this oh, what happened? This is Miss America.
Miss America is 100
Oh, there
years
she
today.
is. Miss
Congratulations, Miss
America.
America. 100-year anniversary today, September 8th. Nobody's talking
Oh
about
my
Miss
God.
That's me. I don't see any pageant sites or pageant
This
fans
is a
talking about
Grand
Miss
Slam
America.
pageant, Miss
That's
America.
me. Miss America is 100 years today. And people out there, you need to look into this pageant, why it has survived this
Yes.
long. Okay, so happy birthday, Miss America.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
But this is my opinion. No matter what, Rafa interrupt me.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
That was spontaneous on my part.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that was my opinion about that. And and Rafa knows. I don't like too much Miss Grand International in the beginning years, and now I love Miss Grand International. I love the production. I love, because for me, Miss Grand International is like in a good way, okay? I'm going to say this in a good way. For me, Miss Grand International is like the RuPaul Drag Race of pageantry,
Correct. Damn, you're right.
Because
Yes,
I love when the girls came like this, when when Avina Akuva was like, and Miss Puerto Rico, and because the pageant fans wants to see that, you know.
Glamour.
But
They need to see
if you are in the
they need to
front
see
of your
glitz.
television,
Yeah.
and if you are in the front of your television and you see a boring pageant, you don't like that, you know. And I think Miss
Yeah, like
World
Miss
learning
World.
about that, because if you watch Miss World in the last 3 years, they are a good productions. They're a good. Instead, Miss Intercontinental, you know, some years was not good, but some years was good, like in the Philippines, you know. But sorry, Supra, you need to revert again. Maybe Gerhard needs to call Rafa, need to call Peter, and need to call me to revert this pageant, you know, because
Yeah.
I have an interesting anecdote to tell you. Back in 2015, 2016, Gerhard actually used to call me via WhatsApp. He would give me some updates about his pageant, and I was very receptive, you know, at that time, and we struck up a good online friendship, so to speak. And then he asked me to take down an article that I had posted on the Critical Beauty website. And this article was very incriminating about Miss Supranational. So, okay, fine. I took it down. Excuse me, I just sneezed. Out of respect. No, I don't have COVID, okay? So don't worry about it. So I took it down. I took it down out of respect, fine. And then in 2017, when Miss Universe pageant was held in Manila, in the Philippines, in January 2017, this is for the 2016 edition, I met Gerhard for the very first time. And I was really very impressed by his charm. And, you know, he's a very tall, big guy. Yeah. And I was really, really very impressed. But that was the last time we actually interacted with each other. And then for some reason, he stopped. So I messaged him after that, but he never really responded back. He didn't, you know, he just totally dismissed and ignored and disregarded my messages. So I said to myself, what did I do wrong? Was it my body odor? Was it my bad breath? I don't know. You know what I mean? So I was like shocked. So that was it. So anyway, reading comments
Hang on, Rafa, give me just 30 seconds. Okay, if the program, okay, if this program was like a coronation night, I'm going to crown Hector, okay, because what he spoke about Miss Grant, okay, I try to listen, okay, what he going to speak, and when he spoke out, I said, oh, he got a very, very great attitude. You know what? Because he talked nice, okay, without knowing Mr. Nawat watching, okay.
Yeah. We love you, Nawat. We love you.
Correct.
I mean, I don't have any audacity to stop your mouth anyway. So I just hope that you're going to like, okay, to talk wise.
She's talking to me? She's
no,
talking to me?
When you mentioned about Miss Grant,
I mentioned.
I just
okay,
try
I mentioned
to,
now what?
I wish that, okay, all you speaking going to be truthful, okay, and nicely. And
No.
suddenly you spoke perfectly, right? That's why.
Yes, because
if the program, like, the pageant, you're going to be crowned, okay, I gave you a crown because you got a very, very great attitude without knowing, okay, what you speak just naturally.
I had the opportunity to meet Nawat in Bremen, Germany, when Thailand won the Miss Intercontinental crown. And for me, he was a very charming guy. But I need to be very honest, in the first year of Miss Grand International, I was like, but Miss Grand International have an evolution, they're going to up level. And that's what I like about the pageant, because I'm excited when they say something in the social media, I'm excited, like right now they're going to celebrate the pageant in Phuket, Thailand. I want to go to Phuket. Me too. I want to celebrate Miss Grand International there, because I'm sure this is going to be a big celebration in Phuket. You know, now what? Can you invite me, please?
Me too.
Oh yes, okay. I will pass a message to his Ed.
Okay.
And okay, Rafa, I want to tell you,
Yes.
probably you're going to be loved because you talk a very like supportive of Miss Universe Thailand, and you agree that Anntonia Porsild should go ahead with the potential that she got, because the publicist of Miss Universe Thailand organization watching as well.
Oh my God. I was thinking.
Hi. Sawadika.
So many big name, okay, many big name watching. So I mean, I didn't tell you before because I would love to see the live reaction about your main idea, okay. And I'm very impressed, you know, audience going to be impressed. If audience listen to us all, so you can tell that we are all very fair, okay. Like, you know, I put an example without knowing Hector and Rafa and Peter spoke their mind, but in a very positive way, and you know, still truthful. So you can watch our program and can buy our idea that we not biased. All right.
Yeah. I was thinking that this chat, it was, I think this chat, it was about Andre, but Andre is lost in paradise.
Well, actually, somebody says in the comment section, Andre is actually watching Putri Indonesia. He's doing a Putri Indonesia live, and he's commenting, "I love Indonesia. I love Indonesia." That's what he's saying.
You know,
Okay.
I want to say something. We need to bring Andre the opportunity to fix that in a good way. I remember I have this experience in Miss Universe 2014, and I think, Rafa, you remember this. I don't really like Paulina Vega. I never liked her as a
you've been very vocal about that. Yeah.
You know that, but and I was very loud about that. I don't like Paulina, but I was put Paulina in my top 5. But I was very honest. Honestly, I don't like Paulina to win Miss Universe. What is happening to me? All the fans from Colombia until today, they send me message of hate. They say me jokes. They make a lot of videos. They make a lot of things. What I learned from this, that when you going to say something, no matter what, it's good or bad, you need to think first. You need to evaluate everything before you speak, before you go in that blah, 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 like me in 2014. You know, of course, they put me more famous, but they put me in a position that I was rethink. Hector, you need to think first when you're going to speak. You need to think first when you're going to say something to a contestant, to a fan, or somebody like that, you know? And I think Andre is going to fix that. I think Andre is going to reevaluate everything. And I'm sure that we're going to see a new Andre in a few months. I
hope so.
This hope. I have this hope of him, because you can tell whatever you want right now about him, but we need to know that he is a good creative director. He's a good choreographer. And I think he have the most good intention in his work. But for Andre and everybody, please think first when you're going to speak and when you're going to say something.
Here's a question from Crown Sisters. Do you think that the Supranational needs rebranding? Is the organization better with or without Andre? Again, an anecdote that I'd like to share. When I was still friends with Gerhard, when he called me one day, he said, "You know what, Rafa? I'm gonna bring you, Paui, and Hector, all 3 of you, to Poland to watch my pageant." Okay, so of the three of us, only two went.
Yeah,
Go
and
figure. Go
Yeah.
figure. Okay.
that was the first
Now,
time
going-
in history. That was the first time in history that Critical Beauty, Global Beauties, Missology, and Hector Joaquin Block was united in the same table. You know, I remember Enrique's face. I was sitting there. It was Paui. It was Enrique, and Enrique said, "Oh my God, we are everybody in the same table." And we were happy. We were talking. We were in a good relationship. You know, I had the opportunity to sleep with Paui in the same room, you know, in Poland, you know, but
So Rafa, do you have any idea what actually the reason behind not including you?
I think it was,
why don't you ask Gerhard yourself? So I don't think under this current leadership, I don't think I don't think I will be ever be invited ever under this current leadership. So you know what? I don't really don't care. I don't have any problem with that. Fine. You know, that's life.
And also, Rafa, I think I would love you to present this point because last night I watched live between Mr. Gandhi, okay, and Mister Supranational, North Macedonia, and I tend to think that it's has been stuck in my mind for quite a time. I would love a pageant try to tone down sort of political correctness. Like, I mean, especially a beauty standard. Because according to Mr. North Macedonia, I feel so sad. Okay, I'm saddened by his story because he felt that being discriminated during contests because of his like figure, his look. But I would like to mention this. I mean, when you propagate about diversity, any kind of beauty can be included, can be appreciated, but at the end, when they come down to the reality, it wouldn't be that way, and it's actually caused toxicity, okay, and very stress, okay, very stressful for.
Well, I think toxicity starts from the very top. You know what I mean? Because like what Gandhi was saying in his live with Miss Northern Macedonia, during the rehearsals when Gerhard showed up, he did not even say hello to Gandhi, to Mr. Indonesia. He didn't say hello to the other contestants, but he said hello to Slovak Republic and to all the other favorites. So again, perception is important. You know, what does that tell you about your organization? You are the president of Miss and Mister Supranational. If you don't even say hello to one of the contestants, then sometimes I question, should you even be the CEO? Should you even be the president of supranational organization if you don't have the courage to say hello or to extend a hand to the rest of the contestants? So yeah, it's already rigged. Gandhi knew there and then that the results had already been rigged. So yeah.
I think probably, I think probably he might think that his organization already big enough and already major, probably. So he forgot the origin. That's why he wouldn't see everyone equally, probably, okay, according to Mr. Gandhi's story. And I would like to mention this. If you wouldn't consider someone out of your stereotype, in the contest, or wouldn't you give them like respect? Why you like highlight in the rule of engagement sort of only 6-pack contestant needed, okay, and how many centimeters tall that you require, okay, sort of. Otherwise, you just send some kind of false hope okay, too many contestants. That okay, I'm very fine with my appearance and I go to this contest for, you know, for shining and to present myself in my form. But at the end, when they compete and they just fight something contrary completely, they would fail, you know, miserably. And it's hurt. So that's why I would love all the pageant, not only Miss Supranational. If you wouldn't commit to what you propagate, just try not to speak so. Okay, such as to speak like beauty standard, but you wouldn't appreciate someone short or someone, you know, plump. So just say so, you know, so people just won't compete. Okay, and I would love the new organizer to set up like, you know, the pageant specifically like, okay, for brand new person. Okay, and the criteria for winning is anyone who can, you know, speak best going to win, no matter how look you are. Okay, so I think it would be better than like try to say that we promote inclusivity and any person in any form has been invited and will be appreciated, will be shared, but at the end of the time it's not. So it's kind of sending the false hope, and it's disappoint many people, especially contestants. If you watch live last night, you will feel that how hard Mister Supranational Northern Macedonia has been gone through after, you know, experience the reality.
We have a situation in Miss Intercontinental when we celebrate the pageant in the Philippines. It was a big pageant. It was a big celebration. Everything was amazing in every term. But we have two situations. I have two situations with two contestants that they were not in the beauty standards, you know. And from the beginning, if I admire something from Detlef Tursis is, you need to approach this kind of contestants in the first, you know? My job as a coordinator was, I know that these two girls, they are not in the complete beauty standards, but my job as a coordinator is to fill these girls inside of the pageant, include of the pageant, and feel happy all the pageant, you know? We never discriminate with any type of body or religion or whatever you want to say, you know. This is on you as an owner or CEO or whatever to bring the best to the contestant. If you see a contestant that is not in the beauty standards, you need to use your common sense and you need to use your love to bring to this girl that this girl feel good and include in the pageant, you know, because we saw a lot of, you know, curvy girls right now competing. I admire, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I admire Mister North Macedonia to compete in Mister Supranational. Because of course he don't have the figure, he don't have the body that the other contestants, but maybe he have another good things, you know, that can show up in the pageant, and the organization don't appreciate that, you know. And for him,
well, wait a minute, Hector, they did appreciate Mr. Korea. Mr. Korea won Mr. Friendship, correct? Because of his personality, so to speak. So
yes, but yeah, yes, okay,
so they do recognize other traits besides physical beauty.
Yeah, only one. But Mr. North Macedonia.
Well, there's also Mr. Talent, of course, Mr. Photogenic, etc.
Yeah, but you know, I feel sorry for him, but we want to see you in another pageant. Work hard, And let's see what happened. Maybe in 1 year or 2 years, we see Mister Northern Macedonia, maybe Mister International is already celebrate or no?
Next year is postponed to 2022, I think, Miss
Okay.
International. And what about I would love to recommend if you're going to correct Mister Supranational organization, look at Miss Grand, okay, Miss Grand International 2020, okay. Do you remember about Miss Grand Scotland?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, I
Yes.
felt so bad about
Helen,
her.
what's her
I
name,
really
Helen?
felt, yeah. What's her name?
Yeah, she got you know, she got rewarded, okay.
What
She
is her
got
name? Helen.
rewarded for
Helen something.
for a special reward because you know she got she overcome a lot of physical sort of minor disability to compete.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you can see that according to pageant stereotype, she definitely not into the category, okay.
Yes.
But
Yes.
she very determined to compete, and she just went on until the end. I've been there, okay. I saw her in my eyes every day, and I'm so glad that Miss Grand International Organization just recognize and appreciate her effort, and gave her special award. All right. So if you're going to promote inclusivity, so you can imitate. Okay, this is a good example. Imitate in a good way from someone. Instead of like personally, I would love some kind of given a wide-ranging award because it's so, for me, it's confused me. It's too many awards.
Okay.
In Mister Supranational, I think, because I tend to forget. I tend to forget. Okay, a lot of people or someone else who already got award, and some award like you know intertwine with each other. And when it's come to striking the result, it's going to be very confusing. What kind of what kind of criteria you're going to you're going to be based on to select the winner, because everyone just got an award, you know, and someone wouldn't get any award already been in top 5 or winner. So that's why that's a sort of that's invite some outcry, I think, because people just confusing. What's the point that create so many awards?
No.
You know what I mean?
In other hand, I have a question for you guys. What do you think of the winner of this year of Miss Supranational?
The winner of what?
Of Miss Supranational.
Oh,
from
Namibia. From Namibia.
Yeah, Chani Rabe.
I think she's amazing. I think she's beautiful. She's always been in my top 5.
Yes.
I never expected her to win because, of course, we all have our favorites and stuff and everything. But I knew she was going to be in the top 5. And incidentally, by the way, she posted a story about this whole controversy, and which puzzles me because, again, she is apologizing for something that she did not commit. Why is she apologizing for Andre's mistake? Again, it should be the CEO who should be doing the apologizing. Right, Peter?
Look, I actually feel sorry for her because this has taken a lot of attention from really is her moment. This is her reign, and all of this has taken, you know, she has been robbed of those first precious moments of her winning the crown. So I really feel sorry for her. And I actually also read the story that she had posted. I don't think she was apologizing, Rafa. I think it was quite interesting that she had used the words and the term, my sincerest condolences. Like something had died. Maybe it's because,
Right.
Maybe she was, I don't know, burying, you know, the excitement and the joy that she felt winning the crown because of this fiasco that's happened. But I do really feel for her that, you know, the first Especially the first month, it really should be about her. It shouldn't have been about Andre. It should not have been about Anntonia. Anntonia was the previous queen. She had handed
Yeah,
her
but why do
crown.
you? Isn't
this
Andre
is
supposed to be the chaperone or the travel manager of the title holder? Why is he hanging around a lot with Anntonia? Why
Yeah,
is he not
that's right.
traveling with Shanique? You know what I mean?
I don't understand how it's all working. Now with all of this hullabaloo that's happened, where is Shani? What's happened to her? What's happened to the crown queen?
Yes.
Poor thing. Poor thing. She
Yeah.
has been robbed of this moment of her reign.
Agree.
Possibly the most important moment of
And
her
what about the new Mister Supranational from Peru? I mean, I'm so happy
Oh
he won.
gosh, we still talking about him.
He
Oh
was
my goodness,
because he is hot. Okay, I'm so
Lara
glad.
Vargas.
That he won. But Hector, darling, you mentioned something about the prize money.
Uh-huh.
You mentioned that did the new Mister Supranational receive his prize cash already? Because sometimes we know
Don't go
that
there.
winners sometimes
Well.
never receive their cash prize. Somebody else receives
Maybe
the prize
somebody
prize
else.
except the title holder.
Maybe somebody else take his money, but I don't have the complete info. I don't want to be deep inside of this. But if you
What
are a
happened to your seat?
contestant, let me tell you something. If you are a contestant and if you want any pageant, be sure to be clear what about your prices and about
Correct.
the money you won. Because
Correct.
I understand that the contestants have the national directors. And I
Correct.
understand the national directors, they need to have a percent of the money.
Correct.
But this is the only thing I'm going to say. Be clear before you're competing. What is the price? What is the price? What is the amount of the money? Because if you want a pageant, you want to receive the prize, not your national director or not your assistants or whatever. This is the kind of little things that as a contestant, no matter what, male or female, you need to have on mind, okay? Of course, you want to win the crown, the title, the sash, but you want to win the money. But you want the money in your pocket, not in the pocket of anybody.
Correct.
Close
Correct.
this topic and continue with the conversation, please.
Well,
no.
I'd like to continue with that conversation if you don't mind, because we all know that the national director for Peru is Jessica Newton, who was a former Miss Universe Peru in 1987 and 1987, and then she went to Poland to cheer for her Miss and Mister contestants and stuff. And I'm sure there was probably some sort of an agreement, like a contract. If you win Miss or Mister Supranational, me, your national director, also as your manager, will get a certain percentage of your
yes. That's fair.
That we don't know. But if you've been following Jessica Newton on her Instagram, ever since Mr. Peru won Mister Supranational, she has been traveling with her man companion all over Europe. So how much percentage of Varo Vargas's cash prize winner did she take? You wonder. Whereas Varo Vargas remains in Peru, in Poland rather, or in Czech Republic, in Central Europe, doing some modeling stints. That's all he does so far, during his reign.
So, Rafa.
Come on, Jessica, how much money did you take from Varo? Tell us.
So Rafa, I don't know about this rumor. You mean that Varo wouldn't get any of cash prize because somebody else taken his?
Well, no, because he has a manager. His manager is his national director. So if there's if he signed a contract with his manager / national director, that the national director would receive at least 20% of his earnings. Then of course Jessica Newton will receive 20% of his earnings.
Yes, but Jessica right now is in Spain with her husband. and I think her husband is a rich man, and she have a lot of money. Remember that she is the national director of Miss Universe Peru, and she is a very accomplished woman in Peru, and she have a lot of money, you know. What we're talking about.
But yeah, but again, it boils down to a contract. If there's a legal
Yes.
contract that exists
Yeah.
between the contestants and the national directors, then they have to abide by that contract. I heard that somebody saying that in the case of Binibining Pilipinas with Stella Marquez, she doesn't get a certain percentage of the winner's prize at all. So
Okay.
I don't know if that's true or not, but somebody's saying on the chat box that's not the case. So yeah. All right. So what else can we talk about? Are we done?
I have a
Are we
question.
done?
I have
Are
a
we done
question
with this
for
controversy
Carl.
or what?
I have a question for Carl.
Yes.
Right now, who is your favorite to win Miss Universe Thailand?
Yeah. Come on, Carl. We're gonna put you in the spot. Woo-hoo.
Or not one, but let me know which girls do you think they have a lot of possibilities to win the Miss Universe crown, the Miss Universe Thailand crown.
Okay. At this moment, it's just the application periods just been open. I think yesterday is the first was the first day. So there's a lot of picture fed on social media for the potential contestant, but they're not actually commit. Officially yet. And tomorrow I'm going to first interview the confirmed contestant. She is Wanida Dakurab, and she very stunning. Okay, and she watching our program. Rafa, a lot of Thai queens watching program. Okay, so everybody become like her favorite media. Okay. Say hi to her. Okay, say hi to Miss Universe Thailand contestant, please.
ขอบคุณค่ะสวัสดีค่ะ
And also Miss Earth Thailand, a contestant also. Okay,
Oh,
watching.
yes.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
nice.
Hi, Miss Universe Thailand.
Yep, definitely. Okay, according to what we got. All right, because let me say, okay, my favorite one. I wish, okay, if you're listening, Parvina Singh, I wish that you still got so many potential in store and you're still young, and please come back to compete. Okay. I wish, and I think the world all been waiting for you. Pravina Singh. Okay, that's my favorite one to win.
Okay.
And definitely Anntonia Porsild and Perpetual Smith. She in USA.
Yes.
And
Yes.
she's very pretty, and she just sent a message to reply me last night, but I haven't replied her yet. And the last one, Bo Supapon Rittiput, the first runner-up, Miss Universe Thailand 2017. She definitely Oriental type, beauty. And even though at the time she compete with Fasai and Maria Pulerlap, okay. Maria was the winner, and Bo Supapon was the second runner-up. If you're watching the wit at the time, you will find that, oh, this lady is so stunning, because
Yes.
even perfect Maria, she just hardly dim her. Okay, so that's why these four are my favorite to win. Okay, but the thing is, they're not coming this year.
Yes.
So so far for this year, as far as I saw, I love one ladies. Is the new one. Her name. And I know that a lot of people like look into Tarina Botes. Okay.
Oh yes, Serena.
Yeah, Tarinabo test. But for me, okay. All right, for all the Thai fans and Miss Universe Thailand organization and Team Phuket, okay, it's my opinion. All right, I need that you
Yes.
not get offended. All right. I mean, I always look for someone to give the third crown back to Thailand. Okay, and for me, that's not Tarina Botes. Okay.
Okay.
She's not my favorite. Okay.
Okay. I have
Right.
another question. I have another question for you guys.
Yes.
Right now, which one is your favorite to win, or which ones are your favorite in Miss Universe Philippines?
Oh,
Well,
I can say. I can
I'm
say.
about to make a vlog about that, a video which I will update soon.
Okay.
My top 15 favorites for the Miss Universe Philippines crown. So
Okay.
it's going to be a surprise. So stay tuned.
All right. But so far, my big favorites are Katrina Di Maranan and Lauren May Bautista. These two girls are my favorites to win Miss Universe Philippines. But let's see what
No
happens.
comment.
Okay.
Because you interview all of them, Rafa, it's very hard for you to strike down.
And
No
what
comment.
about Miss Universe Puerto Rico?
No comment.
Okay.
What about Colombia? Miss Universe Colombia.
What about Miss USA?
Oh.
All 50,
Miss
all
USA.
51 contestants have been crowned. So,
Let's see.
and the winner from Texas is stunning.
Yes, she's
Hermosa.
beautiful. She's beautiful. What about
She's a threat.
Miss Universe Australia?
There's no such thing.
Okay.
We don't even know if we're
Well,
going to send a contestant this year. We don't know.
In Miss Universe Puerto Rico, this is Hailey Mar Rosario. She's Miss Toa Baja. She was Miss Intercontinental 2016. Is Michelle Colon. She's Miss Loisa. We have Stephanie from Trujillo Alto. She was the top 10 in Miss USA as Miss Illinois. And she came to Puerto Rico to compete in Miss Universe Puerto Rico. And we have Oksana Rivera from Dorado. She is the one, she's the blonde one. She's a Russian girl. She was adopted when she was 12 and she came to Puerto Rico. But right now, the crown for Miss Universe Puerto Rico is between Hailey Mar, Michelle, and Stephanie. These three girls are the ones, in my opinion, this is the first time I say that. In my opinion, these two girls, they're the only ones to have the opportunity to go to Miss Universe and shine, you know? But let's see, the pageant is on September 28 on the Centro de Bellas Artes, and we're going to have a new Miss Universe Puerto Rico because we won the Miss Universe crown. It's time right now for Puerto Rico to win the Miss Universe crown. Because we don't win the Miss Supranational,
Good luck.
we won the Miss Universe crown or the Miss World pageant.
Oh no, Hector, it can't be. It's time for Thailand. To get
Okay. We can have
you know, we've been waiting for so long. I think until this year, 33 years after this
maybe Puerto Rico should try winning the Miss Globe crown because it hasn't won the Globe crown yet.
I don't like this.
Listen, let's talk about Miss International 2021 being canceled for the second time in a row. Why? What do you think of Miss International being canceled again this year? Quick opinion, quick comment.
I'm a national director for Uzbekistan, and I can talk about this, but I don't know. I was trying to look to see the possibility to celebrate the pageant maybe in another country. I don't know, but
Yes.
if I was in the organization, I was put on the table, you know, Of course, we can do in Japan, but we can do in another country. We can do in another island. I don't know, but 2 years for me is too hard.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Peter.
I can't really comment too much because Miss International is really a nothing pageant here in Australia. Unfortunately, the directors here, there hasn't really had much success in getting any kind of recognition for the pageant, and as a result, we are not getting the kind of girls that would elevate the pageant anyway, to where it should be or where it is in other countries. In saying that, for us, it doesn't really matter either that they canceled Miss International 2 years in a row, because none of our beauty queens are going in and out of the country anyway. We have become a hermit nation. We are being kept prisoners here by the government. We cannot leave the country, and it's even harder to come back into the country if we get out. But hopefully they will open the borders for us soon. If people get vaccinated and we reach that magic number, they'll let us out of the country and back in. But yeah, just
hopefully, since Hector is the national director for Miss International Uzbekistan, and since the poor girl cannot go to Japan this year because the pageant has been canceled, we are considering maybe sending the girl to Miss World instead.
Ooh.
Because Uzbekistan has never competed before in Miss World. So there's always a first time. So this girl could be it. So hopefully, Julia Morley. Hi, Auntie Julia. If you're on our show, please approve the franchise application for Uzbekistan. We need an Uzbek girl for your pageant in Puerto Rico.
I just sent a letter yesterday, and I was talking with another national director, and he bring me another good things to put on the letter and another things. And I just sent the letter yesterday, cross fingers. And I want to say right now, live, if I get the franchise, honestly, and I'm talking in a serious way right now, if I get the franchise of Miss World Uzbekistan, Rafa is going to be my co-director, and Peter Sereno is going to be my trainer for the girls. No matter what, in which country we are, I think we're going to be a good team call. I invite you to be in the team. But for me, and I'm going to say this from the bottom of my heart, of course, my dream was to be the national director for Miss Universe Puerto Rico or any pageant in Puerto Rico. But when things not happen to you, you need to see out of the box. You need to see out of your comfort zone.
Yeah,
and
agree.
My experience as a national director for Miss International Uzbekistan is one of the most precious experience I had in my life. First, with the organization, with Stephen. He's a very nice guy that every time he brings all the info to us as the national directors. And in the other way, I had this very good relationship with Nijina, Miss International Uzbekistan. And for me, this is one of my best good experience in my life, because I never think I was have the opportunity to be the national director of Miss International or something like that, you know. This is the Instagram of Nijina, and I had the opportunity to have this girl in Miss Intercontinental. She don't make the cut, she don't win any prize, but let me tell you something. This girl was the first one every time, in the breakfast, in the lunch, in the dinner. She was ready for everything. She was asking all the time, Mr. Hector, I can do this. Mr. Hector, I can do, you know, she was very following the instructions, and we made this very good connection. And I'm very proud and I'm very happy to have this opportunity. And again, I'm cross my fingers that we're going to get the Miss World Uzbekistan franchise. And my goal is to bring Nijina to Miss Universe stage, you know, no matter what. But let's see what happens.
Great. So I wish you get it soon, okay, Hector? Because I've been waiting to be like, you know, to be invited in your team, okay? So what kind of position would you see something fit in there?
Whatever you want, my darling. Whatever you want to bring to the table is okay. Because honestly, Cole, I love your energy. I love your aura. I love your vibe.
All right. Okay. Rafa and everyone, would you mind if I say something to Thai? Okay. All the big names
ahead,
are
Carl.
watching.
Please
Okay.
do. Yeah.
โอเคสวัสดีแฟนๆคนไทยนะครับแล้วก็ผู้หลักผู้ใหญ่เนาะที่ดูชมแล้วก็นางงามทุกคนนะครับได้ยินแล้วนะครับก็คือว่าทางเฮกเตอร์เนี่ยเขาเป็นกูรูดังอยู่แล้วเนาะของลาตินนะครับแล้วก็ลาฟาด้วยเนี่ยก็กูรูดังของทางอเมริกาคือเขารู้ทุกอย่างในโลกนี้นะครับแล้วก็ปีโต้เนาะก็เป็นฟิลิปปิโนเนาะก็กูรูดังเนี่ยแต่ว่าตัวเขาอยู่ออสเตรเลียนะครับอันนี้เขาว่าน่ารักมากคราวนี้เนี่ยเฮกเตอร์เนี่ยเขากำลังจะซื้อแฟรนไชส์เนาะมิสเวิลด์ของอุซเบกิสถานนะคะแต่ตัวเขาเป็นเปอร์โตริโกคราวนี้เขาก็คุยเรียบร้อยแล้วเขาบอกว่าเดี๋ยวกำลังคุยขั้นตอนสุดท้ายก็หวังว่าน่าจะจบนะถ้าเขาจบเนี่ยเขาได้แฟรนไชส์นะเขาก็จะเอาราฟาเนี่ยเป็นโคไดเรคเตอร์แล้วก็ปีเตอร์นะก็อยู่ในทีมด้วยนะครับแล้วคราวนี้เขาก็เลยบอกว่าเนี่ยเดี๋ยวก็จะชวนโก้ไปอยู่ในทีมด้วยนะอันนี้ก็แฟนๆทั่วโลกนะโดยเฉพาะคนไทยนะรับทราบนะครับก็อวยพรให้ทางเฮกเตอร์เนาะได้แฟรนไชส์พอได้แฟรนไชส์ปุ๊บมีคนไทยก็คือโก้นะคนแรกนะไปนั่นแหละไปอยู่ในทีมมิสเวิลด์ต่างชาตินะครับนะแล้วก็จะไปเอามงให้กับอุซเบกิสถานนะคราวนี้เขาเชิญแล้วนะทุกคนได้ยินทั่วกันนะครับคราวนี้เนี่ยก็อยากจะแนะนำว่าราฟาเนี่ยเขาอยู่ที่แคนาดาแล้วก็ปีเตอร์อยู่ออสเตรเลียเฮกเตอร์นี่เป็นเปอร์โตริโกนะครับก็อยากจะฝากแนะนำนะติดตามช่องของราฟาเพราะราฟาเขาเป็นคนที่น่ารักมาก Critical Beauty Salon นะครับที่ YouTube เนาะถ้าเป็น IG เนี่ย Critical Beauty Official ราฟาเขาเป็นคนตรงนะปากเขาอาจจะแบบยังไงตรงแต่เขาวิจารณ์แต่เขาเป็นคนที่มีเหตุผลแล้วข่าวอะไรของเขานี่เป๊ะมากเลยก็อยากให้ติดตามเขานะแล้วก็เฮกเตอร์นี่ก็เป็นบล็อกเกอร์เนาะดังนะคะแล้วข่าวเลยแม่นแล้วเขาก็คือสนิทกับทุกคนในโลกนี้ที่บิ๊กเนาะเพราะฉะนั้นเราก็ควรตามเขาแล้วก็ปีเตอร์เหมือนกันนะคะปีเตอร์นี่กับ IG เขาปีเตอร์เซราโนเนาะก็คือคอยอัปเดตงานเขาได้เลยอะไรเงี้ยน่ารักมากนะคือทุกคนเนี่ยแฟร์หมดถ้าจะฟังความเห็นนะคือเราไม่มีแบ่งชาตินะคะก็คือว่าคือเราคุยด้วยความเห็นอะไรตรงไปตรงมาเนาะเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยการที่โก้จะบอกสำหรับแฟนๆคนไทยเนาะคือถ้าเราจะไปสู่สากลโลกได้นะครับเราต้องเปิดนะก็คือไม่ต้องแบบว่าทุกอย่างต้องไทยหมดนะเราต้องเปิดรับฟังทุกอย่าง diversity นะคะแล้วก็ต้องเปิดกว้างนะต้องฟังได้ทุกเรื่องฟังคำวิจารณ์ได้นะครับแล้วก็ตรงไปตรงมาแล้วก็ต้องพูดได้หมดนะและที่สำคัญก็คือว่าการเลือกออกสัมภาษณ์นะอย่าเฉพาะเลือกแต่สื่อใหญ่หรืออะไรไลค์เยอะ no เข้าใจไหมครับเพราะว่าอย่างถ้าสังเกตเนี่ยคนเหล่านี้เป็นทรงอิทธิพลหมดนะในโลกเนี้ยแต่ถ้าคุณไปดูยอด follow เขาno need เพราะอะไรเพราะว่าเขารู้จักแต่บิ๊กไปเลยเข้าใจไหมครับเขาไม่จำเป็นที่จะต้องมาเรียกไลค์เพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยเราดูที่ essence เราดูที่คนที่จะสัมภาษณ์คุณดูความสามารถเขาแล้วถ้าเด็กของคุณมาสัมภาษณ์แล้วดีไหมคุณต้องปล่อยเด็กสัมภาษณ์เข้าใจไหมคะสัมภาษณ์หลายๆแนวอย่าสัมภาษณ์แต่แนวเดียวเข้าใจไหมครับอันนี้โก้ก็แนะนำนะอันนี้โก้อาจจะพูดตรงนะแล้วก็สำหรับที่โก้บอกนะคะตะกี้คำถามเนาะโก้อาจจะต้องขออภัยแฟนๆทารีน่านะครับแล้วก็ตัวทารีน่าก็ทีมภูเก็ตนะแล้วก็คนเชียร์ทารีน่านะคะเพราะเขาถามว่าใครเขามองเขาถามโก้ว่าใครเป็นตัวเต็งเนาะโก้ก็บอกว่ายังไม่ได้สรุปว่าใครมาแน่นอนแต่ว่าที่แน่ๆทารีน่ามาแน่นอนแต่ถามว่าโก้เห็นคู่แข่งของในโลกนี้แล้วนะคะเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยเราอยากได้มง3เนาะเราก็ต้องเอาคนที่มันสู้กับเขาได้นะคะทั้งหน้าตาทั้งอะไรอย่างเงี้ยนะและที่สำคัญก็คือว่ามันต้องมีความเป็นธรรมชาตินะครับในเวทีโลกนะ natural beauty นะมันต้องมีแล้วมันต้องเป็น percentage ที่เยอะ นะคะสมมุติ100%เนี่ย natural beauty เนี่ยควรจะสักประมาณ70 70 อัพนะ70-80 นะ ประมาณนั้นนะ ถ้าเราคิดจะมง3นั่นคือเหตุผลที่โก้ถึงตอบว่าคือคนที่โก้มองมง3เนี่ยอาจจะไม่ใช่ทาริน่านะที่เอามง3กลับมาบ้านเราอย่าโกรธโก้นะไม่อย่าโกรธโก้นะครับโก้เป็นคนตรงนะแต่ถามว่าถ้าเราแบบว่าเปิดใจกว้างเนาะเราก็คือเรามองที่มง3เป็นหลักเนาะอยากมง3เราก็ต้องเอาคนที่มันลงล็อกมง3
Okay.
Love.
Okay.
Whatever you said,
Guys,
that was great. That was great. That was great.
I need
Whatever
to
you
go.
said.
I need to go because I need to go to my work.
Yep.
But first of all, I want to say thank you to Rafa, thank you to Peter, thank you to Ko to this beautiful conversation. And I want to say to all the Indonesian fans, we are with you, we love you, we understand you. And the most important thing is, no matter what, which fan you are, enjoy the life, be happy, and be kind with another persons, you know. In social media, be kind, be nice, you know, bring love, bring peace, bring hope. Because at the end of the day, pageants are, you know, another show, you know, and we are here for
It's
enjoy the
entertainment,
show,
yeah.
for to be happy. And Indonesia, we love you, we support you, we understand you, and no matter what, you're going to be the most powerful, passionate, and loving fans from all over the world, you know?
Remember, Hector, remember, figure 2070 million people.
Yeah.
And they're growing.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
One of these days, one of these days, Indonesia will win Miss Universe. One of these
Yes.
days. How about that?
Yes. Just keep going, okay? Keep going. Keep going.
Keep going. Okay, well, thank you, my beloved guests, for gracing our show today. It has been wonderful, almost 2.5 hours.
Yes.
And to all those Critical Beauty Salon viewers, thank you so much for watching us. Have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. And thank you so much again for patronizing this channel. If you haven't subscribed, do it now. Subscribe. And follow us on Instagram at Critical Beauty Official. We're almost 1,000 followers, so you could be the 1,000 followers. Do it.
Yep.
Subscribe now.
Rafa.
Oh, thank you, darling. Yes.
Yes, Rafa, I forgot to thank you, the fans that watching you and my fans. I would love to thank you, Salamat po, okay, to my Filipino fans. They are so supportive of me at the beginning, and definitely I would love to give a full support to Indonesian fans at this time. Okay, we all understand you. Why you like feel that way and express that way. It shall pass. Okay, it shall pass. I wish that all misunderstanding or could be reconciled, and sometimes we need to be like, you know, forgiving, even though it's quite hard. But I think if we're going to move on to the greater thing, probably we have to pass this stage of life sometimes.
Yes.
Be forgiving, okay? And I love you so much, Indonesian fans, and I supporting you, and Filipino fans as well. And I bought that like the social media war between that kind of not meme page, like a bashing page should be stopped, because most of the fans of both country would love peace. Okay, peace. That's why, you know, all the fans from Philippines and Indonesia have me to speak. What they want is peace. Okay. That's right. Thank you very much for all the fans, indeed, and Thai fans.
Peter, before you go, your last words, please.
Maraming salamat po, Kapkun Kap.
Salamat
And,
datang.
Salamat malam, Indonesia. Muchas gracias, Puerto Rico. And a very good evening and a good day to you, Western world. Thank you for having me. don't forget, I'm about to launch my Pageant Institute in October. We will be launching our social media program as well halfway through the month. So I will be announcing that on my Instagram as well. So looking forward to having you guys there.
Yep, I will waiting and following you, Peter. Okay, and spread the message.
And now in Spanish, muchísimas gracias a todos los que nos han visto hoy en este live, donde hemos hablado de esa controversia de Miss Supranational y donde hemos tenido la oportunidad de hablar de otros temas. Así que sigan a Rafa, sigan a su canal de YouTube, sigan a su cuenta de Instagram y muy importante, vayan a criticalbeauty.com, uno de los sites más importantes. Oye, ahí está mi perro hablando. Y por supuesto, vayan a mi canal de YouTube y síganme. Muchas gracias y un beso. ¡Mua!
Thank
And
you,
also,
everybody. Have
one
a
last
wonderful
thing,
day.
one last thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before I go, Andre, if you are watching this, go and talk to someone. Tomorrow is Are You Okay Day. Reach out to people who you think may be going through something. Just check in on your friends. But Andre, I don't know you, but I wish you the best. I hope this is an experience for you to grow from. And get some help. You're going to need to talk to someone to get through this. I wish you luck.
I totally agree. Yeah, I echo Peter's words, Andre. I know you blocked me on Instagram, but you know what? That's okay. The most important thing is to take care of your mental health, and you have people who support you and who love you. Okay, so that's all I can say. And good luck in your next chapter in life. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you.
Wish you well, Andre.